not that long ago, Facebook actually did something about Donald Trump after helping to signal boost his lies for years and years while making tons of money off of it and allowing him to lie in campaign ads. They banned him from Facebook permanently. So of course, within just a few months after that, we'd be talking about the possibility of him coming back. Well, on Wednesday, the Facebook Oversight Board, a body of journalists and policy experts appointed by the company to rule on its toughest content decisions, announced that Facebook was right to block Trump from posting on its platform in January. But hold on to your butts. Facebook first suspended him in the aftermath of the Capitol attack. While referring the case to the board, the company's head of global affairs, Nick Clegg, said the decision was made in the quote, extraordinary circumstances of quote, a US president actively fomenting a violent insurrection designed to thwart the peaceful transition of power, which is objectively true. That is exactly what it was. So they were right to do it, but that doesn't mean he's going to be permanently banned, like permanently. So in its ruling, the oversight board said that it upheld the suspension of Trump's account, but warned that an indefinite suspension was inappropriate. Now the board says Facebook has 6 months to make a final decision about a permanent response to Trump's account. The board said that the company could restore his account or could permanently boot him, but that it needed to make a decision either way, which is what I think most people around the country thought had already been done. So, JR, what do you think?
Well, like you said, like you point out the 6 month time frame. And then they have to make a final decision, right? So, I mean, it seems like a delay tactic for right now, but they have to eventually make a final decision. And of course, it's you do what you can for now as long as it's staying in place. But 6 months from now, when we have a chance to find out what their final decision is when the real news is going to hit. Like this is the final decision. Either he's back in permanently, or he's out permanently. And so right now it's just a chance to read about what he's gonna do next, which I think you have also his new endeavors. And that may be the thing that points out exactly the things we need to see that he's gonna do that might keep him off the platform forever. We'll see. I mean, it's almost like the ball's in your court. Show us some more. Are you reformed? Or are you still the same idiot that we had to ban the first time?
Oh, and we have some evidence to that area, which we'll get to in one moment. But first, and this is, like they're basically saying, you guys have to decide. But they do also say, and this is kind of weighing in a bit, while all users should be held to the same content policies, there are unique factors that must be considered in assessing the speech of political leaders. And I know exactly what they mean by that. They mean this BS argument that, well, if you get elected, you get to lie. They can gussy it up and gild it and whatever they want, but that's what they mean. I would say, okay, let's say that I agree that there's unique factors that must be considered in assessing the speech of political leaders. Not about their rights, but about consequences. Because if rando Jim Bob lies, that may be bad in some sense. It's probably not gonna lead to an attack on the Capitol. I would say we need to be more restrictive, have a higher standard for these politicians. They want their position to mean that they effectively have immunity, like for their entire time on the platform. How about this? No, you have more power, and with that comes, as we were taught as kids, great responsibility. So you should be held to a higher standard. And thus far, that is very much not how they have interpreted this.
Yeah, so John, apparently a lot of folks missed that particular movie in the Marvel sequence of film, so they didn't learn that lesson.
Damn, they skipped right to the shows.
You got to give more guidance on which order of movies to go in, bro. I mean, you're failing.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So, see, you got me thrown off on Marvel. So yeah, no, there's finally a chance to see where where they'll land on how this will be, and I don't know if this is going to affect Twitter and the next stage. So there's all the platforms where he's gotten banned, and it's almost like they take cues from each other about which way to go, because one doesn't want to be on one side and the other be on another, and then get whatever wrath of the opposing party of people has it. So this may do a lot of influencing as far as how the other platforms respond once they finally make their decision, and we'll see how that goes. Because no one ever wants to be in this kind of public eye, wants to be the odd man out as far as these things go.
That's true.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.